Also, a few hours ago, North Korea said it's compelled to build up its nuclear force because of condemnation from the G7.
In a statement, the North announced, quote, the U.S. and its followers are seriously mistaken if they think they can deprive the DPRK of its nuclear deterrence, the nation's life and dignity, through sanctions and pressure. They went on to say the increased sanctions and pressure will compel the DPRK to further step up its moves for diversifying and modernizing its nuclear force.
Now, on Saturday, the leaders from the Group of 7 industrialized nations condemned North Korea's recent flurry of missile tests, calling them a grave threat to global peace. Pyongyang then fired off another ballistic missile Monday. These images released by state media.
The North claims this latest test proves its ability to launch and guide a warhead, but experts say there is no way to verify that. And now to a very different sort of test, but an important one, this one from the U.S. For the first time, the Pentagon trying out an upgraded missile interceptor. Now, that's meant to foil any future attack from North Korea.
And just minutes ago, we heard that this test of the interceptor was indeed a success. Barbara Starr, live at the Pentagon with more. Hi there, Barbara. So what more can you tell us about this test?
Well, now we do have the preliminary results, Emma and Michael. The Pentagon saying that it did work, and they needed a win on this one. A short time ago, an interceptor missile launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base on the west coast of the United States in California, while a threat missile, that's what they call it, basically something approximating what an ICBM might be like from North Korea, launching out of the Pacific. They met high over the Pacific. A bullet essentially hitting a bullet. Both the missiles hit each other, and the interceptor was able to hit the incoming missiles. So what we have here now is the preliminary result that it was a successful intercept and kill, if you will. That's what the U.S. was trying to demonstrate. That's what they were trying to achieve. But let's be clear, this was a test. They knew the target was coming. They knew when they would fire at it. They knew the flight path on both sides. In the real world, if North Korea were able to ever field an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of threatening the western United States, it might be a very different situation. The plan would call for the U.S. to launch multiple missiles at it and, of course, basically do everything in its power to bring it down. But still, today, an important step on the road, first-time test of the upgraded missile, first time going against what is the equivalent of an ICBM from North Korea. Amara, Michael?
Yeah, and a real world, as you say, could be different, but a positive outcome there. Speaking of North Korea and speaking of the U.S., you've been reporting today on not one but 2 U.S. aircraft carriers that are going to be doing stuff not far from North Korea and might annoy them.
Might annoy them just a little bit. It's likely these 2 carriers are going to be several hundred miles off the Korean Peninsula, and it's only going to last a couple of days. The Carl Vinson carrier and the Ronald Reagan, both maneuvering in the Sea of Japan, accompanied by several warships and at least 2 submarines. So they're going to do what they call dual carrier, 2 carriers training together at sea. It is a significant event. Make no mistake about that. Not unprecedented. It's happened before, but they're going to do that for a few days before the Vinson turns around and heads back to the continental United States to its home port in San Diego in Southern California. But still, while they are out there, that is certainly going to be something that Kim Jong-un will take notice of as well.
A very busy Barbara Starr at the Pentagon. Thanks, Barbara.
Sure.
Thank you, Barbara. In the media